Hi, my name is Morgan Dorr. I'm a student at Chattahoochee Technical College. The date is July 17th, 2023, and today I will be talking about safety in the classroom. The sources I used were our textbook, Health, Safety, and Nutrition of the Young Child by Lynn R. Barretts, and ProCare Solutions at www.procaresoftware.com. Today I will be discussing the 3 questions asked in our textbook regarding classroom safety. The first question asked is the activity age and developmentally appropriate? So planning age-appropriate and developmentally appropriate activities is a good way to ensure that children are using materials that they are less likely to harm themselves with, and that they aren't participating in activities that they physically cannot do yet. Using scissors or, say, Play-Doh may not be an age-appropriate activity for children under 3 years old because they do not yet have the skills to hold scissors correctly. They may harm themselves or others. They may not know how to play properly with the Play-Doh and they may swallow it. So those activities are not only unsafe, but they are not beneficial to the child's learning as well. So while one child may be developmentally appropriate, we cannot go by their age alone. Children develop at very different rates at times. So we have to ask ourselves, is this child ready for this activity based off of their development and not just their age? The second question that the textbook asked is, what potential risks or hazards does this activity present? So while we're planning our activities, we have to take into consideration that there may be some risk posed with activities. We have to understand that not all materials, not all toys are actually child-friendly, even though they're advertised that way. Many toys have small parts that can be swallowed. Some toys, while they make great sensory tools, are actually not good for children to play with. I know a lot of us like to use Orbeez. They are a very good sensory tool for young children. However, they were pulled off the shelves a couple of years ago because they were found to be toxic if swallowed, even though they were advertised as non-toxic and safe for children to play with. So as teachers, it is our job to do research on the materials that we are using in class, and we need to understand that toys can be misused, they can be broken, so we have to make sure we are supervising children closely so that if something does go wrong with the activity or their toys, that we can be there to step in and prevent an injury from happening. The third question asked in the textbook is, how should I respond if a child misuses the equipment or doesn't follow directions? I know that every teacher has dealt with children who just want to sometimes go crazy during an activity. They want to do things that are unsafe for them and for their peers. So the safest way to prevent an injury is to either remove the child from the activity, or we can try to let them have a break and to return to the activity later. Sometimes I like to have the children take a rest, and I like to re-explain the rules to them and tell them how we are going to play with the material, how we're going to use it, and how we don't use it. And then I like to try to give them another chance. Now, we all have children who, despite taking a break, and even though we've gone over the rules with them a dozen times, they still misuse the materials in a way that isn't safe. So those are the ones that we would remove from the activity and have them do something different, and just wait until they are developmentally ready to participate in that activity. So even though children may misuse the materials, it is important to know that this is still part of their learning process, and we just have to be patient with them and teach them how materials are supposed to be used, because it is our job as teachers to guide them in a way that is safe and that will eventually lead them into using that material in a correct way. So I hope you learned a little something about classroom safety. Thank you, and I will put all of my sources down in the description below.